Hello everybody, the requestment of time. In relation to the relay, it will perform itself into network 5. The board of the fifth moon will develop the third technology to position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time, there is no one in to look for the code. It is B51824494464241. By the board of the fifth moon, it will develop the third technology, and in that day it is 10325. For the board of the moon, it will array itself into the third performance. The network of 5C, 6C, 1C, 12C, 9C, 484941454641 is the board of the fifth moon. It will redevelop itself into the trans fund. The trans fund of the isolation of law is the last message of compound to position itself into the area. Any area in relation to the honor, it is the best regard for the board of the fifth moon. It will redevelop itself into the transmode system. I'll be back in a minute. In the relay of its performance, it will work out the door to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is spelled 218244546434241 by the board of the fifth moon, it will develop the third one in to control itself into network 5. If the oil is 3 on 1, 10 on 1, and 10 on 1 by the border, the fifth moon will develop the third technology, and in that day it is 10325. For the board of the moon, it will switch off to the mode of the artificial intelligence to work out the drum. The drum is 1 on 8, 2 on 8, 3 on 8, 9 on 8, and 4 on 8 by the border. The third moon will develop the third one in to control itself into network 5. If the oil is 3 on 1, 10 on 1, and 4 on 1 by the border, the thick moon will develop the third one in to control itself into network 3. If the religion is 1C, 5C, 6C, 9C, 8C, 5C, 1C, it is the Biblum to transcode the program. Each program will isolate the law of the last message of compound to position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time, there is no one in to look for the code. It is B51824. The B51824 is by religion number 2 to demote itself into the element. Each element will send the sun through, but if the correx is 3 on 1, 12 on 1, and 5 on 1 by the border, the third moon will switch off to the mode of the artificial intellectual copyright in relation to Zerfunk. The equation of 10, 3, 6, 3, 4C, 10C, 5C, 9C, 12C, 1C, 8C, 6C is board of the fifth moon to develop the third technology, and in that day it is 10325. For the board of the holder of the democracy of law, based upon implementation of the network, it will refire out to hell based upon implementation. The network of 5, 10, 3, 4, 8, 9, 4, 6, 4, 1, and 2, 1, and 2, 5, and 3, 4, and 3, 9, and 3, 6, and 3, 1 is the board of the fifth moon. The fifth moon will switch off to the mode of the artificial intelligence to work out the border of the fifth moon. In that day, it is 10325. For the way into to the controller, it will mature itself into the transmode system. Each transmode system will formulate into 3, 4, 5C, 6C, 9C, 10C, 1, 8, 2, 4. So Dr. T. Sandra, the rework of the material will include the episode of 3241 by The Simpson. In The Simpson, the marquee mark of his performance will work out 353535 in relation to the bibulum. The bibulum of the transmode system will equalize the math position of physics to include the episode of 3459 by the board of the fifth moon. It will redevelop itself into the transcode system. Each transcode system will formulate into 4893, 4893, 4194, 4194, 4563, 4563. It is the equation of EC1824. By the binary of the hexagon, the law will message itself into the composition. Each composition will convert itself into the element. As the element will send the sun through, the sun may burst to tears to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is bound to 18244546491 by the board of the fifth moon, it will be the way in to control itself to network 3C. So, perhaps in a matter of time, when there is the conjunction of the piranha, it will be listening out the door to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is bound to 18244944641 by the ruler by the third dimension, it will ink the system of 10C. In 10C, the instrument of law is the last message of compound to position itself into the area. The area is 0106090804050302 by the board of the fifth moon. It would switch off into the mode of the artificial intellectual copyright and the copy tissue of the consumption or the pyramid based upon the element. Each element may send the sun through to bash itself into the realignment of time for the sun. The sun will burst to tears to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is bound to 1824454649444 by the board of the fifth moon, it will weigh in into the third controller. The third controller for iCare, EYE, is a transmission of the program. The transmission of the program will isolate the law of the last message of compound to position itself into the non-controller. And the way it works is that it will all itself into the third way in to manuscript the liar and to defense the system of 3C. Each 3C is a transmission of the program to isolate the law for Dr. Sandra Farquharson. As the marquee mark of its performance, it will work out 3C A9A945621824 by the manuscript, and the manuscript will be the liar to send the sun through. But if that is the working path of 3C, 6C, it is the element of the transfund program. This will isolate the law of the last message. It is component of 3C. That's right.